anytime someone says, look at what you're doing, for me, it's always a red flag. It's always like, you're not taking accountability for your half of this, because there's something that was drawing both of you together. So you don't get off scot-free. You know what I mean? Like you said yes to this relationship. You had the sexual chemistry. And if you had the sexual chemistry, it means there's something that like biologically and traumatically you guys are meant to work out. Right? And until you work that out, you're going to keep attracting the same partner over and over. And so the one thing I always look at is when someone blames the other person or complains for something, I'm always like, red flag. So I love that in the second verse, he changes it to look at what we're doing. So now he's taking accountability for the relationship. And again, where's the right and all of our fighting? Where's the right? So he says our fighting up here. Then he says, look at what you're doing. And then down here he says, where's the right and all of our fighting again? And then look at what we're doing. Yeah, and we're tripping all over ourselves and pulling each other down. And then interesting chorus. There's 2 choruses. That's fascinating. Dark clouds all around. Nice. Dark clouds all around, lightning, rain pouring down. We're waiting for the bright light to break through. I really like these lyrics. This is just like a 17-year-old pouring his heart out and is like really just wanting the relationship to work. You know, like we're fighting, we're triggering each other, you know, we're opening each other's wounds, but like it's like we're waiting for us to figure this out, you know. And so much of the time, like in relationships, it's like, God, yeah, you're just kind of in it for so long. You're just hoping you can get through it together, you know. It's like both of you have all this trauma, and you're just like deep down, you're just hoping like, hey, if we're in this long enough, when we put up with each other and we keep fighting and we keep making up, like hopefully we can be a mirror for each other. And this is not conscious when you're 17, but like unconsciously, subconsciously, this is what's happening, is that like your bodies are pulling you both together through all the sexual chemistry so that you can hopefully like figure out a pattern, like work through this pattern of like, why do I keep getting triggered by you? Why, when I say this or look at you this way, do you freak out at me? And then how come when you freak out at me, I freak out at you? And it's like, we keep blowing up. You know what I mean? And we're just deep down, we're just hoping that we'll fucking figure this out. You know what I mean? Like, can you have an open heart enough? Can you love me enough? Can we love each other enough? Can we be open-hearted with each other enough that we can, just heal? But the problem is when you're 17, you don't even know what healing looks like. You don't even know there's anything to heal. You don't even know you have trauma yet. A lot of the time, it's like, you're just living in the trauma. You're in the soup and you don't even know you're in the soup. You're just lost in it, you know? Yeah. Face down on the ground. Pick us up at the lost and found. We've got to change our point of view if we want the sky blue. That's a good line. We've got to change our point of view if we want the sky blue. Man, I just see this beautiful 17-year-old really just hoping for love, you know? He is using some big words. We're separating, consciousness is fading. We're segregating, consciences are fading. These are good lyrics. You're thinking that it's me you're fooling. Where's the right in all of our fighting? Look at what we're doing. Where's the love? It's not enough. Ooh. Yeah. Where's the love? It's not enough. The love is not enough to get us through all the triggers we have in our trauma. And that's the challenge of youthful love, is that you always think the love will be enough. But if neither of you look at your shit and face your demons and face your pain and heal your traumas and your shadows, like there is no hope for the relationship. There just isn't. There's too much pain and there's too much triggering and traumas. And like, the thing is, The problem with triggering and trauma is that it triggers you and it turns you into the worst version of yourself that is a completely survival-based version of yourself. When you're open-hearted and loving, you're the best version of yourself. You're open-hearted, you're compassionate. And a lot of the time when you meet your lover, you're in an open-hearted, fun time. Maybe at a party, or you're just hanging out with your friends and you get introduced to your partner and you're laughing and smiling and, your trauma is not being triggered in that moment. You're drinking, you're partying, you're whatever, right? And you're like, wow, like both of you are super charismatic and you're infatuated by each other, right? Then you start dating for a while and then you start triggering each other because then you really start to open your heart to each other in a deeper way. And then after you've opened your heart, you opened the parts of you that are hurt. And then it's like the other person's just not equipped to know how to they don't know how to deal with their own heart and their traumas and wounds. So they don't know how to deal with yours. And you're just like, there's just landmines everywhere. And like, you're just like, you don't know there's landmines, but when you set one off, it just erupts, right? And that's what sucks, Because like, there's so much beauty to young love. And I said this in my Christina Perry Arms reaction, but like, there's just so much beauty to young love. The open-heartedness of it. The willing to fight for it. The fairy tale, the ideal. It's like there's the shadow of idealism, which is like obscure. It's like when like you're delusional. There's the delusion is the shadow of idealism. But like the beauty of idealism is like it keeps your heart open. It keeps you fighting for an ideal. The ideal of love. Like that's an ideal, right? Like in Gene Keys, that's Gene Key number 11. It's the archetype of idealism. It's like using these archetypal ideals to like inspire us in our life to move forward, right? It could be the ideal of love or success or faith or God or whatever your ideal is, whatever moves you forward. It's like, and like we're so idealistic when we're children and when we're kids and teenagers, and that's so beautiful because like so many of us like, yeah, we become jaded and we give up on our dreams and our ideals, but like kids haven't yet. Yeah, it's just sad that they just don't know how to deal with their pain yet and their trauma, and they're just, like you get some relationships that are the lucky ones that they're young love and they stay together forever and they just grow through life together and they somehow just grow with each other without developing so many triggers and traumas that they can't get past it. Like for me, I have one friend who I'm not going to name, partially in case he watches this, and secondly, just in case someone that knows him watches this. But like, yeah, I had one friend and there's a betrayal and it's like, we just couldn't get through it. We tried, we got close. In some ways, we actually got through it. But then he just like kept being the kind of narcissistic person that, did the betrayal. And I'm just like, yeah, like there's just too much damage, like I don't trust you anymore. And I think like so much of the time, like when a betrayal happens or when enough damage occurs in a relationship, we just get to the point where we're just like, I just can't trust you anymore. Like I'm sorry. I wish I could, but I'm just going to be guarded with you like forever. And like, that's usually that's really what ends our relationships a lot of the time. Like obviously sometimes it's just terrible things that end our relationships, but a lot of the time it's just like, and sometimes it's growing apart and you just finally realize, hey, we're just different people and we're growing apart. But sometimes it's just like, sometimes you break up because you're like, we've just done too much damage. And like, we just need a fresh start. Like we need to meet somebody who we don't have baggage with, who doesn't look at us a certain way and doesn't look at us and all they see is all of our failures and all of our fights and all the things we've said that we wish we didn't say. If you guys want to check out another clip from this episode, click here. And if you want to check out more clips on this topic, click here. And if you want to check out the full episode that this clip is taken from, you can click the link in the description below. And that's it. So I'll see all of you in the next one.